If you've been watching this channel for very long, you'll know that we're very excited about Epic Universe around here, and I think for very good reason. And while excitement for Epic Universe seems to be reaching a fever pitch, I am, if anything, a logical person, and I do recognize that there are scenarios in which Epic Universe could have issues, could disappoint people, and I suppose on some level it could end up being a failure. Now, I think those chances are very, very low, but it is out there. So many times I'm always on the lookout for other points of view, and I came across an article on allears.net that sort of struck my eye. And we're going to talk about that today, real quick. So, hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. So, like I said, we have an article here by allears.net. And one thing I've been sort of wondering about was will the Disney centered media types how will they look at Epic Universe? How are they going to try and transition? Perhaps they're probably going to cover Epic Universe because it is a major happening in the theme park world. So I've often wondered how many of them may start trying to cover it leading up to it, and kind of how much do they know about it, and what are they going to say about it. So allears.net is a very Disney centric website, has been for a very long time. So this headline struck me and I was like, okay, I'll read it and we'll go through this together and I'll share my thoughts. So the article headline here is why we're worried about Universal's new Epic Universe announcements. This was written June 30th. Okay, maybe they've got some valid points here. I'm curious. So they go on to say, could Universal's Orlando Epic Universe be too good to be true? Disney World of all things might suggest that's the case. You already kind of lost me on this part, but I'll play along. Epic Universe is slated to open sometime next year and serve as Universal Orlando's third major theme park. Right now, the hype is astronomical and only building with each land announcement. But that doesn't mean we don't have our worries. We use the term blue sky pretty often, which is code for creative ideas or plans that aren't completely restrained by practicalities such as budget, land space restrictions, and more. When it comes to blue sky projects, you'll see a ton of concept art, which is exactly where our concerns stem. Okay. Most recently, we saw how concept art differed greatly from the real thing with Epcot's Communicore Hall and Communicore Plaza. Now, these concept arts here they're showing are Disney. This has nothing to do with Epic Universe. And I will completely agree. Communicore Hall and Communicore Plaza were very underwhelming in terms of the finished product compared to what was shown on concept art. But again, that was Disney. To quote Marvel villain Thanos, reality is often disappointing. Okay. Disney choosing to debut Communicore Hall without any theming is so strange. Okay, so they go straight into a quote by Scott Gustin, who says, Disney choosing to debut Communicore Hall without any theming is so strange to me. I know it's a flex space and will probably make sense when we see it utilized during a festival, but the debut is so odd. I'm all for keeping Epcot weird, but eek. I'm failing to see how this has anything to do with Epic Universe. This isn't the only instance where Disney's concept art has overpromised. We've seen concept art for a new Avengers attraction at Disney California Adventure that has yet to materialize in any fashion, hotels that were never built, and projects that were ultimately scrapped. Okay, they have mentioned Epic Universe in the beginning, and this has all been Disney thus far. Some more concept art that never came to fruition was the Willis Wood Theater Main Street USA in Magic Kingdom. Okay, agreed. I mean, they did tease that, and they didn't do it. Teased in 2017, this theater was going to be built behind the existing Main Street USA and would have offered world-class entertainment. I just want to note that this is supposed to be an Epic Universe article. Of course, Epcot's latest creation was supposed to look a little bit different. Disney had previously announced a festival center right in the heart of World Celebration. The center was supposed to be a multi-level building that had a plaza, an expo, and a park on the top level. This was so real that a model was built. Okay. Eventually, the festival center became a festival area, and we will never know what could have been. I am failing to see anything. Oh, now they type back in Epic Universe somehow. Okay. Of course, Epic Universe is in a much different position, also owned by an entirely different company. Construction has moved along rapidly, agreed, and Universal is teasing the park and what could be just months before opening. Yes. So for the final product to look wildly different from the concept art would be shocking. This is true. Still, we've been burned with false promises and will continue to keep our guard up. Don't let us down, Universal. We'll keep you posted on all the latest Universal and Disney park news, so be sure to stay. Okay. I, I'm very. This article is very confusing to me. This seems to me they wanted the headline, and then they basically the whole thing goes into all the things Disney has done to disappoint them. So I suppose they give them the benefit of the doubt here. Disney has disappointed on many of the things they've announced. They feel scorned by it, which Disney has done this. So maybe they don't want to get their hopes up for Epic Universe because it may seem too good to be true for all the concept art and everything they're showing. I suppose fair enough. I feel like this is a very poorly worded article in that sense because it mostly just went into the beefs with Disney. Maybe they're trying to like give all their anger at Disney stuff and wrap it into an Epic Universe article. I'm not really sure. Epic Universe and Universal don't have anything to do with Disney, and they don't announce things in the same way. So I don't think you should be putting Disney's failures on Universal. But okay, I get what you're saying. You don't want to get your hopes up. Well, having covered the construction of Epic Universe for almost a year now, and I'm not the only one that does that, by the way, but other people have done it as well. I can tell you that the construction matches the concept art very well. I mean, it's all we're seeing nothing that is showing that what they have shown us in the concept art is not coming to fruition with what's being built in Epic Universe. So I think that the worry on the concept art side of things is one that I wouldn't be worried about, especially at this point in the game. And we're less than a year before Epic Universe is going to open. And we did another video on this channel talking about it's likely this is going to open before the summer of 25. So, we're probably closer to 6, 8, 9 months away from this park opening, and nothing has seen, at least on the construction side, that it's looking vastly different from the concept art. Now, I have seen some people express concern. Again, I'm open to what could go wrong with Epic Universe. I'm not going to sit here and say that it is without a shadow of a doubt going to be this giant, huge success. I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be, but there's a lot of factors that go into this. So I found another video. I didn't want to link to it because I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to go at anybody here. And in that video, they express the reasons or potential reasons that Epic Universe, I suppose they are worried or could be a failure, was potential overcrowding, and they also said lack of capacity, which we don't really know the capacity of it quite yet. Overcrowding, I suppose the worry there is that Universal wouldn't be set up to handle the crowds because there's obviously a lot of anticipation for this. But again, Universal is not new to theme parks, so obviously we'll have to wait and see on that. But okay, that's a valid like that. But I don't think that falls under Epic Universe being a failure. I think that just maybe goes under is Epic Universe ready for the crowds that come in potentially. Okay, we won't know until it opens. And then they said potential of inconsistent ride operations in that rides could break down. I would say that's a worry of any theme park. I mean, we're seeing at Disney World right now with the issues with Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Rise of the Resistance in the past. Like Disney has had these issues many times. So, and Universal has as well. When Hagrid's first opened, it had a lot of issues. I remember opening day, I believe it was down most of the day. So rides do go down, especially brand new rides. So that is a potential that could be an issue, especially early on. This is why I think they'll be doing AP previews and other things to try and work out as many of those kinks as they can before they open to the public. But again, I don't think rides having issues when it first opens would qualify it as quote unquote a failure. I think those would just be, it's a brand new theme park and sometimes you got to work kinks out, but obviously they're going to want to avoid that if at all possible. And because of that, they also said ride downtime could be an issue due to that. And I was like, okay. And the other one that they stated, which I don't really quite understand, was that they may not have enough things for people to do. But when you look at Epic Universe, they're opening up with 11 rides, and that doesn't include shows and things of that nature. And when you currently look at Epcot, they have 11 rides, and that's a very established theme park. Hollywood Studios over at Disney World has 10, and Animal Kingdom has 9. So Epic Universe is already opening with the same amount of rides for every Disney park except for Magic Kingdom. So I don't think ride capacity or anything of that nature or not enough things to do would be the problem here. So everything, and just thinking logically, like, and I'm not trying to pick on other people's opinions, but I think a lot of these things, like these are valid concerns of basically any theme park opening. And I agree, you don't want to get too caught up in, just rah, Epic Universe is going to be amazing and there's no way it can do bad. I'm not at all trying to say that. I think a lot of these concerns go into just general things that I would say about any theme park or new ride opening up. You have the potential for these things, but all in all, a lot of those concerns I would chalk up to, opening day issues, or when it first opens up, and before they really get things going, once they get rolling, I don't think those things would be an ongoing issue. But when I look at this, I think Universal has done a great job in building up anticipation for this park. I think there's a lot of people that are looking forward to it for a multitude of reasons, and this is going on at the same time. A lot of people are showing a lot of frustration with the things that Disney is doing over in Disney World on some levels. So I think it's almost a perfect storm coming in, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. When I'm thinking about it and really trying to think of the potential things to be worried about Epic Universe with, there are things that are outside their control. You always have economic factors that are outside their control that could impact people able or willing to travel to check out Epic Universe. But again, from Universal's perspective, the IP wise, Super Nintendo World and Harry Potter, those are proven things that have been successful for Universal. So, I guess you could make an argument. How to Train Your Dragon, Dark Universe, like Celestial Park, those are a little bit ones that you don't have the strongest of established IPs. I mean, I know Dark Universe is using Universal Monsters, but I wouldn't go out and say that that's a super popular IP in this day and age. So I suppose those are going out on a limb, but everything we've seen from those, it looks great. It seems like, old school Disney Imagineering brought over into Universal for a lot of these things. So just thinking about it logically, there are concerns, but most of the things, again, that I would say are concerns that I wouldn't even say are really brought up in this article. I'm not worried about concept art and the final product because I've kind of seen it come along. I suppose I would agree somewhat with what other people have said in terms of you could have some opening day jitters for sure that could leave guests of that day frustrated. But I think in the long run, I have a hard time really finding anything hard, concrete, I would say, is a legit worry, or this is why I think Epic Universe could fail. And I'm never going to claim to know all the answers. Obviously, I'm looking forward to this, so I am a bit biased, admittedly so. But I just want to take a look at this article and kind of go through it. The headline caught my eye, and I don't really think it's a concern as much as it's maybe a gripe against Disney. But that's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what you think about this article in particular. And do you have any valid concerns about Epic Universe? I am very curious to know, and maybe there's some things that I have not thought of that could be a legit concern about the success of Epic Universe. But until next time, we will see you in the parks.